So summer definitely kicks off our trauma season. Winter is definitely our medical season, summer's our trauma season. We have a big uptick in the number of people who finally leave the confines of their house, venture outdoors, and hurt themselves. And so they end up coming to see us. With both adults and children, especially early in spring and in summer, there's a learning period of using equipment and getting familiar with your limits again. Everyone remembers how great they were at the end of summer and end of fall when they were at the peak of their conditioning. So it's very important to know your limits, and as a parent, to know your child's limits of what they can do. When we talk about skateboards, annually there's about 80,000 emergency department visits every year for skateboard injuries. About 50% of those are children under the age of 15. These are children who are very much at risk for long-term injuries. If they break their arm or they break their hand or their foot, it's very debilitating to them, and usually they're not recovered even when school starts in the fall. It's one of the reasons it's very important to use helmets and wrist guards, especially when you're talking about skateboards. When we talk about motorcycles, it's very, very important to use a helmet. In the 80s, we saw a decline in the number of fatal motorcycle accidents, but since 1997, we've actually doubled the number of people who've been killed on a motorcycle. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to use a motorcycle helmet and then to use a Department of Transportation approved motorcycle helmet. When we talk about bicycles, people tend to think of them as very benign objects or a summer playtime object, but there's over 500,000 emergency department visits every year for injuries related to bicycles. There's a number of children who are permanently injured and killed from lack of a helmet is increasing as well. So it's very important to use a bicycle helmet when you're riding a bicycle. One of the best things you can do as a parent is teach them the culture of safety of, I need to make sure my bike's okay and my tires are inflated. I need to make sure I have my helmet on. I need to have a plan on where I'm going to go. And I need to tell somebody how long I'm going to be gone and where I'm going to go.